And now, direct from the Polish patio, it's the DIFHL Podcast. With your hosts, Keith and Chris.
Hey everybody, welcome to the, I guess you could say 25-26 DIFHL season wrap-up podcast. DIFHL podcast. But anyways, Chris and I are together. We're going to talk about some of the teams, kind of what happened, wrap up the season. Asked if anybody wanted to come on and really, I mean, a couple of you guys said something, but you're pretty just unreliable, so how with you? Let's do it ourselves.
Yeah, I thought half the league was going to be here.
Yeah. Well, anyways,
all these steak and lobsters going to go to waste now.
You get to the end of the season and people are just on doing other things. Except me and Chris, we're just sitting here drinking and talking about your stupid hockey teams. I think what the best thing to do is we're just going to kind of run through the teams. We'll start at like the 10th seed up. I put together like who I thought who were the worst and best picks on each team. I mean, some of them are worst picks, but they're not really not that bad of picks. But I just kind of went through the drafts and just picked out some things. And I don't know, I think we could just talk about the teams.
Yeah, just bullet points. So we just do a
we
little
get to
talk.
we get to Chris's team. I'm gonna have you just say like what you liked about your team, what you didn't like. I'll do the same with my team.
Yeah.
It's kind of what I wanted everybody to say, like, I like when I did this, I like this trade, but I screwed up this, I screwed up that, whatever. The first team to talk about, though, is the Cheek to Vegas Whalers, who ended up in last place, and I don't know, Mark, I didn't hate his draft, and during the year he did fine things. I just don't think his team actually ever caught on, and I just think we all do that. We all hit like a bump in the road, and our teams aren't good. I mean, he did some things in the offseason here. He traded with me for Bouchard, and he made a trade with Doug, I believe, to get Caulfield and Connor. So, I mean, you took that. You take that end of the year, and you pick up draft picks, and you use those draft picks to get players, and that's what he did. I mean, Derek kind of put the blueprint last year. And he did the same thing this year, and Mark just did the same thing. He traded whatever he possibly could. He traded the kitchen sink to get picks, and then when he got into the season, he's like, well, I'll give you this pick and this pick. And I think he's pretty set up for the draft. What did you think about his team for the year?
It was a little surprising because usually Mark never looks glamorous, but he's always right there in the middle.
He's always winning. He's
always there in the middle. Gets in, usually makes a couple of moves at the end, and it's competitive. What, did he make the semis last year?
No, he was in the championship the year before.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
and you looked at it like before we went into that last one, you're like, oh, he doesn't have anything, and made a couple pickups and then just went on a run.
Yeah.
And he always seemed to be consistent. I think, if anything, he's probably one of the most consistent teams year to year.
Yeah.
So, but sometimes you just doesn't click.
Yeah. Like I said, there's times your team just, I mean, I was in last place years ago and had to build back up. And anyways, I picked two guys. I picked his best pick was Zach Hyman, even though he traded him. He picked him in the 9th round, pick 2, and he actually played pretty decent. Wasn't like the best player all year, but he was pretty decent. And the worst pick, I picked him as Jordan Cairo, which he picked in the 1st round, number 7. He was just not good this year. And that's probably what happened with Mark. He had some players he just kind of like didn't do so good. I know he made the big trade with his brother. We'll talk about that when we get to his team. And he made a pretty decent trade with Doug. But I think he set himself up for next year. I think he'll be, he's got some good keepers now, and I know he's looking to maybe trade off Nylander, but I'm not sure what trades are still out there.
It's always hard when you take this person's a 1st or 2nd rounder, and you take them, and then they just have a shitty year.
Yeah, that's not.
It just blows.
I would have taken Jordan Cairo at 7 too.
Yeah, and nothing against anybody. It happens. I mean.
Yeah.
There's a consensus, right? You might go, oh, did you really took him at 4th when he's really a 2nd rounder? But usually the top 2 rounders, everybody kind of knows those players.
Yeah.
And when one of them just doesn't pan out for the year, it screws out your whole team right from there.
Right. So, I would give Mark a pretty good chance to bounce back next year and be back in the playoffs. So, the next team is the Hamburg Brew Crew with Derek, and Derek had a lot of assets last year, and he had a lot of picks he had like 7 picks in the first 3 rounds, something like that, and I know some of them were kind of misses, but some were hits. But the thing I thought Derek did was he gave up a little too early on the season. I think he started trading off pretty early. I know I made a trade with him or somebody, and he started making some trades, and and that's what you get to a point. You're just like, I'm just fed up with it. Let me just trade. And there's nothing you can't change that. But I don't know. So a lot of the players that he traded kind of like bounced back in, and they started like Zibanejad. He started scoring a lot, and Pat fed off that. And what do you think about that? His team?
That one was a shocker to me that he finished that low. I remember talking at the beginning of the season. I mean, everybody just had the highest praises on how he set his team up to be, with all those draft picks.
Yeah.
I mean, he had, 75% of his team done by the 5th round?
And he picked a lot of really good players. Like you said, when you go through, we all use projections from things. I mean, I try to use my own projections, which is fun, but everyone said, hey, this guy, and he picked them all. And some of them just kind of sputtered and took off.
Yeah, it's we always have fun, going, really? You picked that there was none of that with Mark.
No.
Everybody's like, yeah, that makes sense. I mean, it was...
Or Derek. Either one of them.
Or Derek, sorry. We were just talking Mark.
Yeah.
With that team, it was definitely you could see picking that player at that point.
I mean,
there was no,
he
oh
set
my
himself
God,
up.
what are you doing?
He set himself up for this year.
Yeah.
Same thing as last year.
Yeah.
But I picked him as his best pick was Jacob Chikrin, which he picked in the 4th round, pick 10. He was one of the top defensemen, which he traded to me, and and the worst pick, sorry pal, is Elias Pettersson at number 1-2, and he actually also traded a pick so somebody wouldn't take him at 1-1. So, but no, another one. He'll be back in next year, but like I said, I thought this year he just kind of I don't know if he gave up too early, but he's like, I know he got frustrated, and I talked to him, he gets frustrated. It is frustrating. I get frustrated with players too, and I got frustrated, and I traded one to Doug, and then the guy started scoring, and I'm not going to mention his name because I'm never drafting him again, but his name is, the initials are NE, and he plays for the Hurricanes. But anyways, let's stick to the next team, which is the Area 51 Black Knights, and I'm going to let you take over what you liked, what you didn't like, what you wish you would have done better, and then I have to actually talk to you about a trade you didn't make, and I just for fun.
Just for fun? Okay.
But go ahead. Tell me what you liked about your team.
So, I've been trying to build a good steady core last couple of years, and I think the trades and stuff I've gotten a good core now that can actually do some damage for the good. I had some injuries early on. I thought I was going to get some players back faster than I did. So that kind of delayed it. At the end of the season, you can either be a seller, buyer, or whatever.
Yeah, I know you were getting to the end and you were still hanging in there.
Yeah, I mean, and the truth of the matter is, I finished the same record as the other two people. I just lost out on points, and one or two things break my way in that last little bit.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, I'm in 5th, and I'm not, here.
Right. Well, that's what that wild card thing does.
Yeah.
And that's why we talked about it that year, is that you could be the 10th place team, but your team's really good, you should be able to make it. So that's why that wild card, you make it in.
Right. And the year previous, I was kind of in the same situation, and I went, well, if I make it, I got to probably beat, I'm going to go out in the 1st round. So I had a lot of assets that people were looking at, so I decided to dump them. Mm-hmm. And then, just for fun, I like following my team after the fact.
Yeah.
And I looked at it going, oh God, I would have made the playoffs, and I had a really good 1st round with those players. I could have maybe did something. Yeah. So this time around, I was like, it's so close. Because how do you say that? You finished the same record as the two people ahead of you,
right,
and I lost just because of scoring. So that's where my mentality was, where I know people maybe some offers there at the end. And if I was in just a selling mood for assets, I would have done that.
That's not the trade we're talking.
Oh, okay.
We're talking the trade with Doug that you did.
Oh.
But we'll get to that. We'll get to that.
Okay.
What didn't you like about your season? Did you... looking back at your draft, and I tried to pick out players, it wasn't easy. You pretty much picked he pretty much picked in line of like players that should go there.
Yeah.
Like, let me just say, like, your best pick was Brian Rust at 9'8". That dude was great. And then you kept trying to give him away to people. People were like, I don't want Brian Rust. And, which is always weird because there's people in this league, and I was just talking to Mark about this the other day, that there's people in this league that just aren't sexy.
You're right.
And people are like, yeah, I don't want that player. Like, Mark is trying to trade Nylander's like, I don't want him. Doug's trying to trade, what the hell, he's trying to trade somebody. Oh, Gensel.
Yeah, yes.
Nobody wants him.
Yeah.
And these guys are the Tavares and Rust. Okay, here, I'll give you an 80-point guy. Nah.
Yeah.
I don't like him.
Rust all season did not fall below, I think maybe once or twice, maybe below 2-point average, right? 2 points a game. I'm like, okay, I'm going to put him as a kicker. Like, here's a 2-point guy. And everybody, I don't want Rust. I can tell you exactly.
I think I said it.
Yeah. There's like a couple people, and they literally go, no, I don't want Rust.
I only did it because I didn't like the Penguins' playoff schedule. And that was the only thing. They did not have a good playoff schedule. That's the only reason I was. And,
But I mean, during the regular season, Pittsburgh scores.
Yeah.
They just score.
Nobody thought they would.
Yeah.
And then they did. So, anyways.
But the one thing that I holding on to an injured player, and then I trade him away. That was probably the one thing I'd go back and change.
Yeah. I put down as your worst pick was Nichushkin at 3'8", but like I just had to pick somebody, but Nichushkin would have been picked at 3'8" by any team, but he just didn't have.
He was a 3rd-round pick.
Yeah, he just didn't have a great year, but like I said, I had to pick somebody, and that's why I put.
Yeah, I think most people would have him 3rd or 4th round with that draft, and I picked him late 3rd round.
All right, so let's talk about this trade.
Okay.
Now, first of all, let me commend you. The trade for Matthews was great. I love that trade. Do I think Matthew's going to be a stud? I don't know. But the way you did that with the picks and stuff, I thought it was great. But now the other trade that you didn't make, I want to talk about.
Okay.
And since we're here, it's the two of us.
Yes.
And
all right, so we'll turn off the camera.
There's no secrets.
No.
Bedard. Connor Bedard.
Connor Bedard.
I know we made offers. I know we were there.
Right.
Was it Trevor Zegras really the stopping point on that?
It was the fact that he kept coming back alternate. And, I was throwing so much out there. I threw the kitchen sinks. For people that don't know, I was trying to get burned. I was throwing players and picks, and I put together this package. And, obviously, whenever anybody makes a trade, somebody makes a counter, and you kind of negotiate, right? So, I make my trade, and figure he goes, and I'm like, okay, can we negotiate? He wouldn't budge, and then I was like, well, then he would change and want more, and then finally, I'm looking at it going, okay, well, I was at that point in the season, well, I got Matthews, I got studs, he would be, and with Celebrini as a protection, if I get Connor, I got 5 in Celebrini, I got, I think, one of the top 6 going, right, in the league as that, so I said to Doug, I said, fine. He comes back and he wanted even more after I said yes.
Okay, so what I gathered was, which I'm going to defend Doug here, and I don't want to.
No, because what happened was, I slept on it. I come back the next day and go, okay, Doug, I'll give you what you want. He goes, well, he scored last night, so the price went up.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know.
That was what he said.
I know that I know Doug at one point his issue was I can't just give you away players or picks. I'm still in it, which in the end, it actually worked out better for Doug because he got Robertson and whoever else, Connor from Derek, which kind of put him over the top.
Yeah.
But
that one was.
It just always was like when I looked at it, it was Zegras that was the bottom line. You wouldn't go.
No, it was like the whole thing. He wanted all the picks up front, giving me the. I wanted kind of can you shift some picks? Can you do some things? And this, so he was getting everything, and he wasn't negotiating at all, which is fine. You can have that, but I was trying to negotiate, and I said, I don't know, it's kind of steep, and I slept overnight. Next day I come back and said, okay, Doug, I'll give you what you want, what you asked. I want that player. I'll mortgage my future basically for that player. And he literally goes, no, he scored last night. His price just went up. And I was like, all right, I'll never offer Doug a trade again.
Okay. All right. Hey, we're on a podcast.
Yeah.
Let's do some talking.
No, so
Okay.
I mean, that was it. That's why it dropped. It's just like I'm pretty much giving you everything I can, and
Okay. Cool.
then he wanted it. So
All right.
so if like I did, the whole Zegras thing. Yeah, I was going to like, well, if you want all my draft picks up, well, I'm not going to give you that player. I'll give you a different player, or move to some better. Give me a little earlier round draft picks in return, and that's where it was.
Okay.
And so.
All right. So
Now, when you go into work after he watches this, he's got to say, no, it's not the thing that.
no, Doug's
Yeah.
not smart enough to remember what. Like he'll be like, did I say that?
Yes.
Anyways,
Yes.
so two last things. So then does Zegras become a keeper for you, or is he at this point? Is he?
Right now, I'm looking at my team, and I'm going to be honest, I'm not sure who my fifth is.
Yeah, that's fair. I say I do look at it. I mean, if Kachuk is back, Matthews plays even 80%.
Right.
He's still great. Celebrini is great.
Correct.
Sometimes I think, and I think Pat had said this thing. I think we've made this Celebrini into a god, and I'm not picking on anything that you do or say.
Oh, no.
But like you turned down a trade for me for McDavid, and we're just like, okay, I don't know what to tell you, and I get it. You wanted the rookie protection.
There's two things. The rookie protection was invaluable. And I'm looking at players that are pretty close in points. One of them's 10 years younger than the other one.
Yeah, and I just think that we've made him into like some god, and
Yeah.
I think next year, and this is just me, I think you're going to be disappointed in not doing that. And I think that'll be the difference between you winning a championship or not. But I think your team will be good next year.
No, I mean, if there was one person, it would have been McDavid. And
I was just like, oh, fuck it, here. I'll give you a McDavid.
if I didn't have the rookie protection on him, I probably would.
No, I understand. I understood when you said it, and I said,
Yeah.
yeah. I was giving you like 40 points for that rookie protection. But anyways, I still think your team's going to be fine next year. It's actually going to be hard to figure out who might miss the playoffs next year. Everybody's kind of like coming up enough. So the next team is the Blackhawks down. And I think I've come to think that Matt's team is going to be right there. But me and him made a nice trade. He gave me Makar. I gave him Wyatt Johnson and Darlene. I think this year he was kind of like middle of the road guy. And but he did have really nice picks in the beginning, and but I think he just kind of just coasted through, and he kind of thing. I'm hoping next year out. I'm kind of hoping that Matt goes to the draft and stuff because I mean we kicked out people for less than not going to the draft.
Yeah.
Which I feel terrible about, but show up to the draft, Matt. That's what it's there for. We like to get together and we like to see your smiley face.
Yeah. We don't want to know that you're just sitting in some room with a whole bunch of hockey gurus and AI doing all your picks.
Yeah, Matt's a good dude, man. I like Matt. He's actually really funny and cool, and I hope you come out to the draft, which is September 24th at Derek's house, so everybody knows it. I picked his best pick, which is probably the best pick in the draft. I have two of them that are the best picks in the draft, and this was one of them. Pavel Dorofeyev at 11th round, pick 1. And
really?
yeah.
Wow.
It's probably that and Jeremy's pick are probably the two best picks in the draft. And when we get to Jeremy's team, we'll talk about that one. But the worst one, I actually could not pick like that's bad. But Rickard Rakell got hurt. He missed a lot of the season, and he picked him in the second round, third pick. But like that's where you would pick him in a regular draft. So I have to pick somebody. I picked Rakell, but Dorofeyev at 11 in the 11th round, not bad.
No.
Not bad. But like I said, I like Matt, man. I hope he comes to the draft and, I mean, I've gotten to the point where I don't really care if he comes to the draft or not because, like, you could just do it online. But I like Matt. I hope Matt comes and, I think when you come to things, you have a good time and then,
I definitely think there's more wheeling and dealing and things when we're all in a room and face to face.
Yeah, when you're not like texting somebody and then this guy did this and if you're talking to people, you at least you could set a base to do something.
Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't remember last year too much. I remember lots of times in the past year, especially with Pat going, "You got the next pick coming up. You trade me that pick, and I'll trade you 2 others."
Yeah.
I don't think anything was done last year.
I don't
like
think
that.
we did draft. I mean, there were so many picks traded last year.
Yeah.
It was just like people were all over the place. Like this year's sort of the same way. People
Yeah.
are all over the place, but
Yeah, but I remember that in past drafts, like people were, like on like an NFL draft, people were trying to move up, and they had somebody they really liked on their board, and they'd offer you a trade for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's always fun to get together, and this year I guess Mark has the food, so we'll see what. I'm sure it's not going to be as good as Taco Farmhouse's, but whatever. But anyways, but Matt, I'm not saying Matt doesn't. I mean, he doesn't come if he doesn't come to the draft. I know he has another job and he has work, but
You guys don't
I
pay
like
enough?
when
What's
he
up
comes.
with that?
He doesn't work for us anymore. Matt
Oh,
moved
that's
on,
right.
but
He moved on.
I like Matt. I like Matt. Matt's like is a really really good dude. I like him, but he does converse with the league during the things like.
Yeah.
I was trying to get at like when we kind of bounced Scott out because Scott didn't talk to the league. He didn't do anything. Then he just showed up to the draft online and was like, "Dude, you don't even talk to anybody."
Yeah.
Unless somebody pissed him off, then he'd say something. But I mean, I know we booted Scott
And-
out,
and
and I feel
mean,
bad about it.
It was almost harder to make a trade with him than Joe.
Yeah,
Like,
but I miss Scott though. But Matt, come on to the draft, buddy. You'll have a good time. I swear.
well, we could always go.
I know you don't like Doug, but none of us do. But then let's move on to the next team, which is the Alexandria Bay Knights, who I'm going to say finished a very disappointing 6th to 5th seed now. I think they was the 5th seed last year. But, I mean, we're just going to go right at it. Joe's draft was not good, but he says it was because he was working, which is probably sort of true, but I don't remember, like, picks that I go, that's a good pick. I was always like, what? And I think that really hampered his team. I mean, you have McKinnon. If you have McKinnon, that kind of saves you from things, like
Yeah.
that'll help you get through certain things, but it's not going to get you through everything.
No.
So, yeah, I didn't think that Joe had a great draft. But I did tell
He had a good defense.
yeah, his best pick, I had Morgan Geeky, who was picked 11th
Yeah,
round too.
I was gonna say when you were mentioning the other ones, I'm like, I remember Joe picking him up late.
But then he picked Kent Johnson in the 3rd round, which, I mean, 2 weeks into the season, he was dropped, or droppable.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
definitely, Joe knows this shit. He's not gonna roll over. He'll be right there next year, and then now that we moved the draft to Thursday, he'll be there, or he'll be square, and he will be right in the draft.
Does he have directions to Derek's house?
He just follows the dog shit through the lawn to the other side.
That's it.
But yeah, I mean,
Just
Joe.
the burnt out grass from Pat pissing on
Yeah,
the path.
I think we've talked about this before. Joe has not missed the playoffs, ever.
Really?
27 years he has never missed the playoffs. Mark never missed the playoffs either until last year,
Wow.
and he's been in the league for 18 years. He never missed the playoffs, and last year was his first time. But Joe has never missed the playoffs.
And one champion, one each, right?
He won one championship. He's been in the championship a few times, but he won the one. But he's never missed the playoffs. I think that's like insane.
Yeah.
Insane. That's
Oh,
great.
yeah, that's a hell of
Yeah,
a
that's a
stat.
testament to that.
That's-
He knows what he's doing.
What was it? Detroit or St. Louis went like 26 years or something?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
that was only because there was 10 teams in the league.
Yeah, man, that Joe this is the same way.
Yeah.
He's never missed the playoffs, which is great. I love that shit. Anyways, I think he'll be the same thing next year. He's another gonna be a fourth to
Yeah.
contend with.
Though, I think we all have to step it up because it's proven anybody can be up there with their
Oh, yeah.
teams.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
When we get to the top team, we'll talk about that. One of the top teams that they went
Yeah.
from last place to first place. It happens.
yeah.
Anyways, yeah, I think Alexander Bay is gonna be good. They always are. Maybe we'll miss the playoffs, and we can say like, "Oh, there ends that streak."
Yeah.
I doubt it.
Give the announcer's curse.
I doubt it.
Joe has never missed the playoffs.
Yeah, it's great. Anyways, yeah, I think Joe's team. The next team to talk about, I wore your shirt today. I don't care. I think Jeremy had the best protections, best keepers, but I don't think he had a strong draft.
He definitely went into the draft with the strongest team.
And I think that because of the draft, and it hampered his team, he had to make that trade with Mark. I'm not going to get into like people like saying that trade sucked. The only person that you guys, like Jeremy took that trade back. Mark and Jeremy said, take it back. And I said, you don't have to take it back. And they're like, no, let's take it back. And then they made a different trade. And then it was complained about. I'm like, I never took any trade back. We police ourselves, and you can do it. I don't have to like your trade. I could hate your trade, but I'm not going to stop your trade.
Right.
Matter of fact, when that trade happened, I was like, what the fuck is Mark doing? That is dumb. And Mark's like, I thought it was a really good trade. I'm like, well, okay, well, I'm going to put it through.
Yeah.
But from this day forward, or that day forward, if you do a trade and nobody likes it, that's okay. We don't have a rule to say, like, I overturned that trade. You don't have to feel guilty about it. You made the trade, the other person accepted it.
I have noticed that has happened a lot in our league where there is a trade and people are like, oh my God, it's so lopsided. And you find out the person that everybody thinks got fleeced was the one that proposed that trade.
And I would never say like Mark or Jeremy are untrustworthy.
Right.
I just I was like, God damn, that's a terrible trade. A terrible trade. And then we all started talking about it. Oh my God, it's awful.
Yeah.
That's not a testament to Jeremy. That's a testament to Mark. You fucking dummy. You made that fucking trade. And I know you're going to watch this and go like, no, it wasn't me. It was you. You made that trade. It was a terrible trade. And then when they switched it up, it was still a bad trade. But oh well.
Yeah.
But I will give you this stat. The players Mark got in the trade scored more points than the players Jeremy got in the trade. And it wasn't close. Now I know that Hintz and somebody else got hurt.
Yeah.
But Duchesne came on, Marchenko came on, and it's like 317 points to 254 points. It's not close. So let's stop crying about trades too much.
Right.
You don't have to like trades, and I don't like some trades. I'm like, yeah, that's stupid. I mean, Jeremy didn't like the trade between Bedard and Connolly, but I understand it.
Yeah.
But you don't have to understand. You can hate the trade.
Right.
It's great.
As Joe said, you don't know what I'm thinking.
Right. But you guys, if you guys make a trade, I can sit there and go like, that's a terrible trade. But that does not mean I'm stopping the trade.
Right.
You don't have to rescind the trade and redo it. So, I know it's hard to get past that, but from now on, let's just, if I don't like a trade, I'll tell you I don't like a trade.
Yeah.
But just put it on. And it wasn't the reason why that you lost in the playoffs. You decided to pick me, which kind of annoyed me. And over the last few years, I was kind of like, yeah, this is fun. Now I'm going to take it serious because you just fucking disrespected me. So now I'm going to take the league serious again. But that's okay. Let's see how a serious person plays. I don't want to. Anyways, I'm just glad. I know Jeremy is a good dude, man. I like Jeremy. I don't care. I've been friends with him for a long time. I'm glad he's in the league. I know sometimes he gets a little annoyed with us because we agree, and we'll talk about him, but it's totally not true.
And I think
you're fine in the league.
I think that's with trades, and you can agree with me on this. Like sometimes you're like, okay, I'm going to make the trade, and you second guess yourself.
Yeah.
Right? Because you're like,
Sure.
oh, should I have given up this player? What's going to happen? And then we're just naturally we harass everybody, right?
Yeah.
And so here you're thinking, oh my God, did I make a good trade? And then somebody comes in going, what the fuck you thinking, right? And then all of a sudden you're like, oh, and you take it personally. And I can see it happening, right? And it happened to me, sometimes you just gotta go, okay.
I make trade-offs and go, I hope they don't take this.
Yeah, I've done, holy shit. I thought I was the only one that did that. I've done that going, oh, I'll throw this out there, and somebody goes, go, I'll take it, and you're like, oh shit, I didn't want to do that.
Anyway, so I just wanted let's chill out on the you guys try to screw me over things. It's not true. We can all agree to disagree. We can all we can have people that's like that trade's terrible.
Yeah.
And like I said, it's not a reflection on Jeremy. It was a reflection on Mark. You took that trade. The guy's probably the hardest trader. He thoroughly does everything. You made that trade. Anyways,
and at the end of the day,
I'm not trying to insult Mark.
Yeah.
I'm just saying let's not be the let's take it back. You don't have to take it back. I was fine with the trade. I didn't like it. It was fine. But
right. And at the end of the day, if I ever say it, I'm just busting your balls. I have 0 championships on my trophy case right now. but I am a champion ball buster, and that's what I'll
Sure.
do. And it's all in fun.
Right, and that's what
like,
that's what
at the end of
this
the
thing
day, I mean, if you came out and said I'm going to trade you Celebrini McDavid for Tuck, then I'd be like, okay, that's yeah, we're going to stop that one.
Yeah,
But if you're like high on one person and you got a 6-player deal going back and forth,
like you're saying, is Derek offered Doug 2 star players for Bedard because he wanted Bedard.
right?
Why is it bad if he does it during the season where
Right.
Doug just took it and ran it to the championship, and Derek's like, I would have done it in the offseason, but Doug's like, Doug went all in. We can talk to you about his team
Yeah.
if we get to it. I don't know, we might run out of time.
Here you got 2 players, and sometimes like you're aging or you don't feel, and you just want to go after that young guy.
Yeah.
Right.
Anyways, I just want to get to the point, and I know I've heard people talk. We're all friends here, all of us. Nobody's trying to screw over anybody. We're all friends. So even Doug, we're sort of friends with Doug. But anyways,
I do not give my back to Doug because I think he'd screw you. So.
Yeah.
That's a whole other thing.
you think? Anyways,
Yeah.
I picked Jeremy's best pick as the second, if not the. I'm gonna go with the second best pick in the draft, and that was Erik Karlsson in the 7th round. That dude was lights out. Like, he was great. Very hidden great, but he's probably like the 4th or 5th or 6th defenseman scoring. And at the 7th round, that's pretty good. The worst, I didn't think Jeremy had a great draft, but the players he picked were okay.
Yeah.
And so I picked the worst pick was Arturi Lehkonen at 4-7. But again, I would have picked him there. It's just that you picked him and he didn't have a good year kind of thing.
Yeah.
But, I mean, Jeremy still has his top picks, and then he traded View for Barkov, which, I mean, he might have overpaid a little bit on that, but whatever. Barkov's a great player.
I mean, if I drop Barkov back in the draft, you figure he's going in the first 2 rounds.
I would think so.
Probably.
The only problem with Barkov is he hasn't played in 2 seasons.
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't have given you anything more than a 5th round pick. But Jeremy gave you a second. I'm not here to evaluate what you think a value of a player is.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
truthfully, that's before he came to me with that, and if somebody would have asked me what do I want, I probably would have said a second and saw what I could have got. Because I figured,
Which is great. That's what.
Yeah.
The value of a player is what you're going to give them.
Right.
We'll find that out in the rookie auction draft.
Right, and that's why I looked at it, figuring if I threw him back into the pot, he's not getting past the 2nd round.
Yeah.
So
Right.
if you got an extra 2nd round pick, you guarantee Barkov.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. But I think Jeremy would be just fine. You have those top 5 players, and if Barkov comes back,
Which he very
Good
well
luck.
can.
good luck.
I mean,
yeah, he's got 3 top 10 players, and then a top defenseman, and if Barkov is anywhere in the top 25, good luck. So he'll be up there. He'll be there. All right. Anyway, so the next team will be my team, Gettysburg Strong Vincents. I had kind of an up and down season. I had a really good season. At the end of the year, I had some injuries and I was in the first place for a while, and then hit some injuries, and then tanked a bit. Like, I was in first place and dropped down to like 4th or 5th. And I think that's why Jeremy picked me, because I was it. But once the playoffs started, my guys were back. And that's how I was able to knock him out.
yeah.
But I was in the season, and I kept thinking weird things, and like, when Bedard was traded, I was like, all right, let's just trade off for this year, because I was feeling that Doug's team was too strong to be. And I traded with Joe, a great player for a great. I traded him Demidov for Cutter Gauthier, which Cutter Gauthier is amazing. But like you were saying with the Celebrini, we are now making trades to keep a rookie for another year. So I gave him Gauthier, who's still a rookie next year, but I got Demidov for 2 more years. I think they're the same points. But, was it not? I mean, it was about as even as trades you're going to make.
Yeah.
I'm only getting a guy for another. I just needed another year out of him. I made some other trades that kind of worked out, didn't work out. I made some. You know me, I always play the schedule.
Yeah.
I traded Derek for Ellis Pettersson. He was fucking just garbage the whole year. I traded for him thinking he was getting traded to Detroit. That was the only reason I traded for him. And when he didn't get traded, he was useless to me. But I was like, I'll take the chance just in case he gets traded. Me and Mark made a pretty big trade, and I got Bouchard, and Bouchard was insane. the whole year. He was great. I did trade Troy Terry. I wish I wouldn't have traded him, but I know Mark had asked about him. So. I think I had a pretty decent year. I think what I said, I'm in fourth. Jeremy picked me, which is cool. I'm just kidding about before. And I beat him, but Jeremy, I think, would have picked any of us. I think that he would have lost to anybody. And then when I played Doug in the playoffs, there wasn't a time in the whole season that I lost to Doug 3 games in a 5-game stretch. Not once. And he's never beat me 3 in a row until that week, those 3 games. I beat him every single time. You go out to the whole season, all the scores. There was never a time he beat me 3 out of 5. And he never beat me 3 in a row. And I won the first game. I was like, this is over. And then his team just went boom. And I was putting up points.
It happens.
Yeah,
it just happens.
You get certain points and you get lucky and you get hot and you get...
And all it takes is one player to have that game where they score 3 power play goals.
And then the game 2, 3, 4, he had 5 studs, 5 studs, 5 studs, 5 studs, 5 studs. It is all that alternate schedule. And that's what happens. But my team will be fine next year. I'm doing a little gambling this year with a couple of my rookies with this auction thing, but if it works out, it works out. And having Connor McDavid lets you do shit like that. So I picked my best pick was Trevor Zegras at 9-1, and then I know we made that trade at the one time, but picking him at 9, he was actually a pretty good player this year.
Yeah.
I don't think he was like a stud, but in the 9th round, I think that's pretty good. That was a great pick.
Yeah, what was 26 goals he finished with?
Yeah. He was definitely in the top 40 of scoring. I want to say 40, maybe 30, but I think he was in the top 40 at least. And he started out slow. I picked my worst pick as Morgan Riley. I picked him 4th round, 3rd pick, and I bought into he's gonna play on the power play 1, and he's terrible. Anybody that picks Morgan Riley before the 6th or 7th round next year, you're good luck. He's just terrible. He's not a good offensive player. He's not a good defensive player. He's just terrible. Matter of fact, I probably the least of my trade him. But anyways, now I pick my last pick. What do you think about my team? You can go ahead and be completely honest.
No, I mean, it's... Once again, you have no problem moving pieces if you feel like it can do it. The fact is that I've tried to play that schedule like you do. There's a lot to it.
Oh, it's not exact.
Oh no, it's not. It's not. But I work hard at my job. Hint it. But I'll be on the spreadsheet and I'm trying to figure out the schedule, and I've tried that last couple of years, going, okay, who has a lot of games towards playoff time?
I'm gonna give you my lesson after this podcast. Not all of you, just I'll give you the lesson what I do.
Okay. And
it's super easy.
And you're looking at it, and I try to build my team like you do, where how much can you get spread out? Because it does. There's times where you're like, shit, every player is playing on this Monday, and I got nobody on Tuesday, Wednesday.
Yeah.
And
I taught Doug how to do it, and Mark does it.
Yeah.
And I think that's why they win. I think that's why.
Yeah.
Like Doug's not 100% up, but he does it, and it works out pretty well for him.
Yeah. But again, I mean, you're not going to trade McDavid just because in a playoff run somebody's going to get 2 more games than a McDavid.
No.
He's going to score.
No, your pick.
It
really. And at the end of the day, it's not 100%.
Right.
Like if I pick up Ellis Pettersson, I need a Detroit Red Wing. That's what I look at. Okay, what do I look at teams? Who plays there? Who's open on my games? I need a Detroit Red Wing. My games are not the same as your games.
Right.
Like you could be looking for like a Florida Panther. Yeah. So I go, I'll get these guys. So I trade for, like last year I needed out of a Senator, I traded for Derek for Chabot. Just to have a guy that gives me like 0.2 or 0.3, maybe an assist. Right. So it's not like giving you like the win. I mean, sometimes it does, but most of the time, if you have 5 guys playing here and no guys playing here, or if you have 5 guys here playing and 3 guys playing here, that's going to be a benefit. But it's the way we do it. I know we talked about changing that at some point to like make it like Monday and Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday, and then Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. But I don't know how do we do that.
Right.
I don't even know if I could do it on franchise.
And it's
At the
one
end
of the
of the day-
reasons I don't try to stack too many guys from one team.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, we're all under the same rules.
Right.
You can do it, you cannot do it. It's up to you. Like I said, I don't have an advantage. I'm still just trying to get the best players I can.
Yeah.
Do I try to pick up a player that like can give me a couple more games? Sure,
Right.
but is giving me 2.1 points against somebody really that big of a difference? Probably not.
Yeah. The one thing there's certain people that'll go. I won't say, but you have a mid-level guy, right? Just normal everyday hockey player. But say I had 2 Detroit people, and I just need an LA guy.
Mhm.
So I'll take one of my mid-level Detroit guys and offer somebody, for their LA guy. And there are certain people like, oh, why do you want that guy now?
Yeah.
I'm like, because I got 2 Detroit and I want an LA.
Yeah.
Like, they're comparable in stats almost to the goal or point, right? I just want to switch these guys, Don't. And I know some people like all of a sudden, oh, why is he asking about it? What is he getting? Does he know? Like, sometimes don't read so much into things, guys. It's
Well,
just
I
you just
did
want
that
to move people.
Yeah, I did that last year with Doug, and I traded him Ehlers because he was doing jack shit, and I needed a flyer and a king, and I traded him for the 2 for 1.
Right.
I used those guys so we got to drop him. And Pat had asked me, what did you do that trade for? And I said, well, I just needed a flyer because I'm trying to get first place to get the bye,
Yeah.
so I needed these 2 guys to play a game. That's all. That's. I'm just looking at that. I was gonna cut Ehlers, straight out cut him, and Doug hears me say I'm gonna cut him. He's like, well, I'll trade you. What do you need? And I said, well, I need a flyer and a king. He goes, well, I got 2 of those. So I made the trade. I'm just trying to play the games. I don't give a shit about the player.
Yeah.
I mean, as a matter of fact, Ehlers in the playoffs wasn't even that helpful because his schedule was the same as everybody else's.
Yeah.
But
Well, you know what I mean. Sometimes you just want to change. You just want to swap 2 guys.
Well, I'm just saying
and then
this,
they're like, well, why are you want like? Well, because he's on a team I want. That's nothing more. It's not like that guy's special.
yeah, there's no reason. Like I said, I'm just trying to play. If I'm playing, like maybe I was playing like Doug that week.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, I want to try to better myself to beat you. We have a free agency coming up. I'm just going to drop him and get somebody else at the end of the day. But
Yeah. Like this is a 1.46 guy. I'm trading for a 1.3 guy. Like there's no hidden trick. It's just I'm trying to.
Yeah, I don't care if you want to trade,
Jack-
trade. If you don't want to trade, don't.
Yeah.
Trade. I'm just trying to better myself to win a game.
Yeah.
I was trying to get first place. Didn't work out. Well.
Yeah.
But when I traded him Ehlers went off and he started scoring all the time like a piece of shit he
all of a
is.
sudden, yeah.
Anyways, enough about that shit whole team. Let's talk about the team that went from last place to first place. And that's the Etobicoke Carjackers.
Yeah. Congratulations. Congratulations.
That is a feat. I mean,
That
I'm
was
not
a
going
run.
to say it's the first time it's happened.
Yeah.
I've done it
Yeah.
from last place to first place.
I mean, and can I just honestly say a lot of us questioned that first pick.
I have it as my worst pick.
Yeah. But she built a team.
Right. No.
Yeah.
Whatever you say, you like a pick or don't like a pick, I'll just say I put Josh Morrissey as her worst pick because there's 15 other defensemen that scored higher than him that you could have picked.
Yeah.
Which is fine. You target. I wouldn't have said I didn't say that's a terrible pick, but at the end of the season, he's here and these guys are in front of it. Her best pick is ahead of him. But whatever it did, she had a great draft. I mean, even the first 3 picks, all were major contributors to the team.
Yeah.
Now, and like I said, we're not trying to rip on anybody, but she was probably the luckiest team in the league this year. There were so many weeks that she was playing 7, 8, 9, and beating 10. And that's all you really need to do.
Right.
My team started losing because I was getting injuries and I was playing I would score second highest and I'd lose to the top team. Fourth highest. I can never get the 6th highest, and I think out of all the games, there was 2 games I was 5 or low in 1. And it happens every year. But and luck is a big part of it.
Yeah.
You should be the 7th highest score team but play the 9th highest score team and win.
I had that one game this season when we played the doubleheader. I think I was 4th, and I played the 1st and the 2nd.
Yeah.
I'm like,
But
what
that's
the fuck?
That's the only reason I'm saying it. And I don't mean oh, you're lucky, but a luck
Oh, and
in your
God, I
scheduling
wish I was luckier.
has a part to do with it.
Yeah.
And I think that I'm not saying she's a bad team. I just think she's not the first seed.
Right.
She wasn't. She shouldn't have been the first seed this year. But that's what it is.
That's it. Yeah.
You know, and when you got in the playoffs, and you know, she got beat by Pat.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know who I would. If my daughter, I would give her. I would probably lose.
Yeah.
Just out of like being a dad, but that's
Right.
that's not what the laws do.
No.
The laws are
That's
like
tough
kill or
love.
be killed.
It's tough love. It's tough
Anyways,
love.
I picked her best pick as Jackson Lacombe in the 6th round. That kid's great. He's great. Matter of fact, I just made a trade with her just to get a little depth piece in case I needed it, and I was trying to debate whether to get Cider or Lacombe.
Yeah.
I picked Cider because I think it's better, but that's literally just because I have a plan, and if my plan doesn't work, I'm gonna go a different way. But I don't want to take anything away from the season. Great season.
Yeah.
The worst, the first is that is a commendable thing.
Oh yeah.
She didn't win the GM of the year. Doug won, but it was by 1 vote. So.
I don't.
But I gotta tell you, I mean, I absolutely love that she is in the league. I think she's great.
Yeah.
She gets back to you. She talks. She converses. I know she lives in Canada, so she doesn't make drafts. But man, she's great.
That's like punishment enough, though.
Yeah, she's great. I think she's great. I hope
Yeah.
one day Pat's other kid and your kid and my kid take over the league one day and beat the shit out of Doug's team. Although Doug is getting pretty old, so.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Yeah. That was it. My side note. My vote was for Pat. How he turned his team around midway.
I absolutely love everything Pat did.
Yeah.
And him being in the championship is thoroughly justified.
Yeah.
Like, I loved his draft. I love what he did all year. I mean, Pat's a fucking great owner. Like,
Yeah.
I remember years ago he wanted to quit, and I'm like, please don't. Because, like, regardless if you are winning or not, I know he was struggling for a few years.
Yeah, and this year when he gave me Matthews, or didn't give me Matthews, but he traded me Matthews. He was kind of like, yeah, I'm kind of at the point this year, and then he just made a few moves, and they all just kind of worked, and then all of a sudden he just took off, and that's why I'm like, no, he took his team that was about to finish last and took it to a championship.
And I'm
I
gonna
mean, to
say,
me that was owner of the year.
I'm gonna say something, and I don't mean it as an insult,
But I still hate you, Pat.
but I think Pat is like the grandfather of the league. Like, he's very respected.
He is?
Well, he is.
He is, okay.
He's an elderly statesman. Well, he's elderly.
He's elderly.
But I'm sorry. Pat Law is one of my favorite people in the world. I love him. And I know over the years we kind of like stay home and don't get together as much. But I love Pat, and I will always consider him one of my closest friends. And I'm just really glad he's in the league. And I'm starting to cry now. And I just want to say, Pat, I'm glad I know you, brother. But good job this year, man.
I'll deny it if you ever bring it up, but you were my vote for GM of the year.
I'm so glad not for Pat. Emily, I'm glad that she got in the league. I love that she loves hockey and is passionate about being in the league. And, you know, that's great.
No, I mean, that's what we need. We don't need people that don't show up, don't return calls. Like, even if you don't take a trade, you know,
Right.
during the day people work, you don't expect it, but we've had owners that you didn't hear for 3-4 days. And that doesn't make it fun for anybody.
Yeah.
You know,
But
just
going
engaged.
from worst to first, very commendable. She's still got all those good players. Has a good draft next year. She's right in it. It's going to be fun next year. Everybody's getting there.
The one thing I would say I noticed, it wasn't like any real superstar. It was just a solid team.
Well, do you consider Suzuki a superstar? Because I think you have to now. He's a 100-point guy.
Yeah.
I mean,
Duly noted.
me and her last year made the
Duly
trade. And it was Rantanen, somebody else for Karagori, and Hischer. And Rantanen had a great year. It was a great trade for both of us.
I think it goes back to some players just aren't sexy. You don't think of Suzuki as that sexy superstar, right? And so, you go, oh yeah, he's 100 point. Well, God, yeah, that is.
Yeah.
But if somebody goes Suzuki, you're not like, ooh, yeah, I gotta get him.
Yeah. But anyways, I'll tip my cap to that. That was a great year. Good job. Can't wait to see you next year. Yeah. And speaking of Pat, the next team is Eskenazi, and we just talked about it. Just I sat here as he drafted, just going, great pick, great pick, great pick. And at the end, I know in our thing, I had said, I love Pat's draft. I love Pat's draft. I love everything he did during the season. He made great trades. The one trade, I kind of had there was a vote. I think I might have said something about bullshit trade of the year with Derek, but like I said, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
But no, I loved everything he did.
I mean,
Pat is front and center in this league, and
he
hopefully
traded me
he always
Matthews
will be.
for 2 first-round rookie
Yeah.
picks. So,
And Pat has your rookie pick and Derek rookie pick. He could get the 1 and 2 pick. That's never happened before.
yeah. So
But
I mean,
he has
yeah.
the most odds right now, except for Mark. I'm sorry. He has the 2 and 3 most odds to get the top 2 picks. Whatever it is, if you guys don't start off good next year, he is going to be up there for the picks.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah. So I mean, if you're going to trade somebody like a Matthews for picks, that's what you do.
Which is funny because I traded Matthews for rookie picks, and one turned into Bedard, and the other one I have for next year. So, and that was Matthews has been traded for like 3 first-round rookie picks, and first-round picks, and whatever picks.
Yeah.
But you have the pick this year you traded, and I have his pick this upcoming year. So,
Yeah.
but when we get to Doug, we'll talk about him trading away picks. But
We already talked about that.
well, we didn't talk about his team and stuff. But anyways,
I'm running out of tape.
all right. Well, we're almost done. This is the last team, I think. For Pat's best pick, I picked Dylan Cousins, 7-7. Dude had a great year. Like,
Yeah, he did.
that was one of the guys you're like, man, I understand the trade, even though they got Norris, but man, how do you trade a guy like Cousins? But in fantasy, he was great. And his worst pick, and I know it's not his fault, it just didn't work out, was I picked Victor Hedman at 2-5. I would have picked him the same. Everybody would have picked him the same. He just got hurt, and he was out long term, and there's really nothing you can do about it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I don't care. I
We've
like
said it
everybody
before.
Pat's
How do you? I mean, a player is a top 2-round pick or 3-round pick. How do you not pick him in those top
Right.
3 rounds? And
That's the only thing I could pick out. I couldn't pick out in the. I thought Pat had a great draft. In fact, I'd argue that he had the best draft of anybody. It was awesome. And I was like going through and going like, can't be that guy, can't be that guy, can't be that guy. So I had to pick the one that got hurt. But
and it's not a bad pick. It just didn't work out for
right,
him.
right. But making it to the championship, you know,
I mean, we were all pulling for him.
yeah. But
Yeah.
I mean, I think that again, I might have the year wrong, but I think it was since 2018 that Pat has won a playoff round until this year, and that was the first time he's won in 7 or 8 years in a playoff round.
Really?
Yeah.
That seems odd.
Well, he missed the playoffs a few times. He's got knocked out, but that was the first time since like 2018 that he's won a playoff round.
And COVID year screwed everything.
So, but make the championship. I mean, like I said, he ran into a team that was just loaded. I ran into the same team. Now, I'll give Doug credit this year. He beat legit teams. Like the year before, he beat the 5, 6, and 7 team to win the championship.
He was Vegas.
So, still holds true.
Carolina.
The only teams that ever won the championship are seed 1, 2, 3, and 4. 5, 6, 7, 8 have never won it. Well, in the Fantrax era,
Okay.
they have never won the championship. It's only been 1, 2, 3, or 4.
So you better hope you're in the top 4 have a chance.
All right, well, I think that wraps up the season. I don't have anything else to talk about. That's good.
Did you want to mention anything about the rookie draft kind of thing, or?
Well, we did the auction thing with the thing, but if anybody has any questions, please reach out to me. I've explained it to Joe on a golf trip. I explained it to Derek, Pat, and at the end of the year. I know I've explained it to Mark. I do have an email that explains a little more. But if anybody has any questions or want to go through it, I think we're at the point now where I have everything set to try it. I mean,
Yeah.
we're gonna have to try it
Right.
in order to change the rules. But
Yeah, I mean, like, I think, give this first year a chance, right? And
Yeah.
then we can tweak it from there.
I have it set what we're gonna do, and then if we get the end and we're like, yeah, I don't like that or I like that, we always have discussions. This league is open for votes.
Yeah.
It's open for you to say, like, I like this, I don't like this. Okay, do you like this too, or do you not like this? And we vote on it. But I know, like, Matt, I'm talking to Matt, Emily, Doug, Jeremy. But if you have any questions, please let me know. But we'll have, like, this rookie auction draft on September 10th. And then that way, once that's over, you kind of know who you're going to protect and who you're not going to protect. And I think it'll work out. And that leads me to another thing that we've been talking about. I've been thinking about, I know Pat one time had said something about an auction draft for the regular draft. And there was a thought that crossed my mind of everybody protects 3 players, then you auction off the next 2. Which would be probably pretty fun, but I only know we can only have so much FAAB money.
Yeah.
I do love the 5 keepers.
Yeah.
But it would be weird to have, like, 3 and then FAAB teams, but, you know, I'm open to it. I always like to think about silly things. Usually Doug comes up with some good ideas, which it really baffles me, but speaking of Doug.
Sorry, I think you used the wrong name there.
Did we talk about
We've talked about Doug several times tonight.
We didn't talk about his team, though. Oh, shit. Alright, well, hang on. Alright, I'm sorry. Let's talk about the champion of the league, and that is back-to-back champion South Lakeview's finest.
Talking about luck.
Now, I know a lot of people sit there and go, like, this fucking dude just wakes up with the money, rolls out of bed, and goes to the draft and just picks anybody there. And I'm telling you right now, this guy researches stuff. And he asks people and he talks to people. I know he does. He'll sit there and like, no, I don't do any of that. And I know you're lying to me. But Doug does do his shit. And I tell you, and it hurts me to say, Doug's gut hardly ever lets him down. He'll have a feeling about something, and it works for him, like, all the time. And I hate it. Except for, like, some things in life. But hockey, he'll be like, yeah, I like that guy. And, like, he trades for him, and all of a sudden he's, like, scoring. But I will say I'm going to put the effort in next year that, not that I'm going to win it, but that Doug won't win it. You're not winning it 3 years in a row.
No.
I probably said you're not winning it 2 years in a row, but the thing about South Lakeview is last year he had all the assets to do what he did. He doesn't have that next year. He had Carlson, Bedard, all his draft picks.
Right.
I mean, he has 2028 draft picks. If you're foolish enough to trade him 28 draft picks, then fine. But he doesn't have any 2027 draft picks, so he's not going to be able to load up like he did this year. So really what I think his team is going to be is just the draft. If he drafts well, which he does pick good picks, he'll be fine. He still has really good keepers. So.
Does he have a first rounder this year?
He has a first. I don't think he has a second. He has a second because he traded with Derek, and he has a third. But he doesn't have any 2027 picks. So he can't trade like you for somebody. I'll give you 2027. Oh, he's a 2028. And if you trade for a 2028 next year, God bless you. Like, that's crazy. But anyways, he kind of sold off to win it all, and it worked. So you can't really fault the dude.
Yeah, I mean,
it's what happened.
Yeah, I would.
Anyways, no, I'll give it to you. Nice job, man.
Doug,
Back-to-back
congratulations.
championships. This league is hard to win. To win it 2 years in a row, that's a pretty good feat.
How many people have done that?
I did it once.
Chicken Hawk days?
Actually, Doug's franchise of Rich Tabor did it twice. No, I did it as the strongman since I did it like 5 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah, well, Black. Remember the Black Snakes? The Alabama Black Snakes. Jim Delina. He won it. He did it. Actually, Oak Ridge won it 2 years, lost in the championship 2 years, and then won it 2 years. He was in the championship for 6 straight years. And the 2 years he lost to Jimmy Delina's team. So,
That's a pretty
There's a
stacked
couple
team,
other
wasn't
ones.
it?
I think there's another one that did it, but I didn't do it like for years. There's another team that did it. Could probably look it up, but I don't really want to.
Yeah.
But winning it back, this is hard league to win, man. You
Pat's
win it
never
too,
done it, right?
Pat's never done it back to back, I don't believe. Oh, here, let me look at it. Since I got the thing here. The history. I think Pat's still number 2 on the all-time like championships list. But if we keep letting Doug win, we're in big. Like he'll get there. I'm trying to find that. Where the heck is the history of this? Let's see here. Got. I did it in 2015, or 14, 15, 16. Oak Ridge then did it in 12, 11, 12. Alabama did it 9, 10. Oak Ridge did it 7, 8. Down in Flames did it in 2002, 2003. And that's it. Nobody else has done it back to back. So, it's a pretty good feat. I mean, I'll give it to him. I mean, I don't care. I mean, I like making fun of Doug and goofing on him and stuff like that, but he's a great owner in this league. He's fun as shit. He lets anybody talk shit about him. And this is the only time I'll ever say something nice about him, but he is actually really fun in this league. And he does take it very seriously. He's very dedicated to the league. So, I do appreciate Doug. And I don't like talking nice things about him, but he does.
Oh, when you have your whole day at work to do nothing but fantasy hockey.
But yeah, but I mean, he just goes to work. He doesn't work, but he definitely is an integral part of this league. He's fun as shit. Anyways, I picked Doug's best pick was Mark Stone in 6'10", which Mark Stone was awesome this year, and he's another one of those sexy guys.
Yeah.
Nobody fucking cares about Mark Stone. He's gonna get hurt, but that dude just puts up points
Until he gets
points
hurt.
and points.
Then comes back for the playoffs.
That's the like Doug doesn't understand. Like, oh, he's great, but you don't know what's gonna happen. People are not gonna like. I'll take him.
Yeah.
I would draft him in the 6th round, but yeah, he can be out for 3 months, 4 months, but he's been playing a lot pretty much lately. But and I picked his worst pick, which is probably the worst pick in the draft, which he picked Mason McTavish 3-1. And I actually traded him at one point for McTavish because I thought he might bounce back. He just didn't. He was fucking terrible the whole year. So I picked him as his worst pick. I mean, Dylan Holloway was his one protection, and he was terrible for half the year. Then he got hurt, but he really came on at the end. But anyways, what do you think about Doug's team? What do you think about his
I
championship?
try not to think about Doug's team.
Okay, that's fair enough. Anyways, Doug still has 5 good keepers, and even though he doesn't have a 1st round pick, he has a 2nd round, 3rd round. He's still out there. He's still got picks.
So the question with Doug, of the 5 keepers he has, how many will he still have at the end of the season?
I know he's trying to trade Gensel. And I think he's trying to get. I think he has another keeper that he's trying to keep. I don't know who that is, but I think he's trying to get. I know he's trying to get a 2nd round pick for Gensel, but he still has Jason Robertson, Tage Thompson, Jack Hughes, Quinn Hughes. He still has Matthew Schaefer. He's the one that stupid rookie lottery. So call it what you want. He's still gonna be good. I think we're at the point next year is we're all pretty good. It's where you go from there. I think we all have pretty good teams. It's how you take the next step. How you do in the draft, and then how you do in the rookie draft, and then the supplemental draft is still pretty important. But I think we actually might all be as close as we've ever been, and I really mean that. Like, I think we're pretty close.
Most parity?
Yeah, I think we're at the point where we're like, everybody's got a pretty good solid 5 keepers.
Yeah.
Where do you go from there?
Who stays healthy and who gets the... Because we've been talking all night about, oh yeah, I would have taken this player in this position, right? So who finds that diamond in the rough? Who drafts that guy in the 5th round?
Yeah.
Who nobody thought...
Or if I have in the 11th round.
Yeah.
And he scores 30-some goals.
So I think it's that's going to come down to who can find that nobody thought of guy.
Right.
Or the guy that just all of a sudden blows up.
I mean, you still have to have a good draft.
Right.
You have to have depth in the league.
Yeah.
You can't just go with your top 5 and go like, I'm going to win it all. Because there's, like you said, we play on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Yeah.
And if your top guys playing Monday, Wednesday, you're not playing many guys on Tuesday and Thursday.
Yeah.
But no, I think it's pretty close. I think it's going to be pretty close next year. Everybody. I know me personally. I kind of just will now take off June, July, and then probably start hitting it back in August when things start coming out. But I usually just take a break from it. I think I have.
Yeah.
Personally, I think I have I have like 5 scenarios that I'm going to do through this rookie auction draft, and I think once that goes through, I'll know my 5 keepers.
Yeah.
Although, who knows, maybe somebody has somebody out there that they're like, I'm going to keep this person. I'm like, all right, well,
Okay.
I'll give you like a 15th round for him.
I do notice though sometimes all it takes is one person to like throw something out there, and then some action starts. You know, whether it's with that person or not, or somebody. Sometimes I'll do that. You know, you get caught up, you're not really thinking about it, but then all of a sudden, Doug will throw out, oh, who's interested in this player?
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, I'm not interested in that, but I'll start looking at people's rosters and thinking,
I
hey,
think-
who can I move?
I think what we do in this league now is once the playoffs, you can start getting, like, after the first round's over and people can start trading, I think a lot of us just jump in and it's like, let's do this. Like,
Yeah.
I traded for McCarr, and Matt came to me and goes, hey, is that trade still available? Which I said, yeah, I'll do that. And we did it, which is a great trade. Like, he gets really, Wyatt Johnson's a stud. I felt bad trading him, but I'm like, I'll take McCarr for a year. I mean, and then we talked about Forsberg. I said, hey, you want Forsberg? And he's like, yeah. And I think a lot of those trades get done right away where, like, I don't know, maybe we should talk at some point saying, like, we should wait till the championship's over. But I think, like, if you're out, you should be able to trade. That's my feeling.
Right.
But I think you get to, like, a couple weeks into that season, like, the championship is over, we've already made a bunch of trades.
Right.
I don't know what's available. I know, like, I've talked to Joe, and Joe's like, I want to make some trades, but I don't know if they're there anymore. I know Pat has probably, like, 7 keepers now. I mean, he traded for Dorofeyev, which we've been talking about. He has, like, 7 keepers. Like, is Pat going to make a trade? I don't know. I think Derek had talked about getting another protection. But is the rookie auction going to cost Bedard too much? Or is he going to go, like, I'll pay whatever.
Right.
And whatever you pay, I'm going to match. And now you have an extra spot. There's just so many things you can do with that. But I think, like my team, I set myself up for 5 scenarios. And at the 5th scenario, I just traded for Cider. I will keep Cider as a keeper. Otherwise, I'm going to go with these auction. I picked up some rookies at the end of the year.
Yeah.
I'm going to try to keep one. I might keep one as a protection and see where we are. But it's. I think we do things in this league that just make it, like, fascinating. Where, like, you have to figure out what you want to do to get to it. You know, like I said, like with the Bedard, you're like, yeah, that's not enough. You change the rules, and now Doug traded to Derek. Now Derek has the Bedard, so whatever bids that he gets, Derek then decides, okay, am I going to keep him as a rookie and spend whatever dollars the people bid? I keep him as a protection, or do I let him go?
Yeah.
So, but I think it's pretty close. I think we're all pretty tight.
Right. The whole thing, I know there was a comment made, like, it's unfair for the teams that are still in the playoffs because players are moving and they don't have the chance for it. But I think that's building some of the parity, though, right?
Yeah.
So the teams that are out of it,
Right.
right, are lower teams, theoretically. They're getting a chance to improve their team.
Correct.
You're in the semis
Correct.
or the championship.
Correct.
You have a better
That's
team.
how I feel.
Right? It's the same as a draft, right? The lower teams are drafting first and you draft 12th, right?
Right.
Or 10th, sorry. And so that's the way I kind of look at it.
That's why I look at it too.
Yeah.
Once the first round's over and there's teams out of that.
Right.
Actually, even if you the semifinals and you're out, I got lost in the semifinals with Doug. As soon as I'm out, I'm like, okay, I'm free to trade.
Yeah.
Like if the 3 teams that missed, you can trade.
Right. And the truth of the matter is, if you wait, then you might not be able to get that
Right.
player.
I wonder though if we should wait till the championship. Once you're in the championship, 2 teams in the championship, you are on a different level. You've won money, you've won every, and the rest of the teams you
Right.
trade. I don't know, whatever. I would have made the same trades if at the end of the season or not in the season.
Right.
I would have went right to Matt, and Matt would have said, "Hey, do you want to trade these guys?"
The only thing that I'm going to say could kind of jog my head about it, with the whole games for the teams that were out of the playoffs but they were playing for the rookie balls, I kind of lost track of when the game counted, that I was in a game that counted.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't
Well,
know.
all the games count until you make it. So in the rookie lottery pool championship thing,
Right.
so you get the first place team gets a bye, so they drop into that. So you kind of play. The first place team plays the 7th place team, or the 8th place team, the 9th and 10th play. If you win the game, you get a ball. Then 1 plays 9, 7 plays 10. And you play until whoever has the 2 best records goes into the championship. So, like, I think two guys are close,
Yeah.
and then 1 won, so that they made it into the championship. The first seed only plays in the round robin. Once that's over, they go to the championship. The 2 best teams make it into the.
Okay, because I was playing, I think the one, so I'm like, oh, I guess my game doesn't count for anything because.
Yeah, all the games count.
Okay.
If you're the
That was
first
on
seed-
me. I
if
probably
if you're
should
the
have.
first seed,
Yeah.
you could say like, "Fuck you guys, my team's better than yours," and just kick their ass, and they don't get any balls. Or you can just say like, "Oh, whatever." Like,
Yeah.
not to sound dicky, but like last year, Derek made a bunch of trades with me. I didn't put a lineup in for him. Here's a rookie ball for you, man. Thanks for the trades.
Yeah.
The other team that was in it didn't make a trade with me. I'm like, I put a full lineup in. You want to make a trade with me? I am your friend. If you don't want to make a trade with me, we're not friends. It's simple as that. When the season's over, it's all over. We go back to square one.
Sure.
But like the 1 year Derek made trades with me, I played him. I put my worst players in the lineup. Here's a free rookie ball. When I played the other team, full lineup every day. I paid attention. You lost the game. You don't get a rookie ball. Sorry, that's just the way it is. Doesn't have to be that way. You want to make a trade with me? I'm your friend. If you don't want to make a trade with me, we're not friends. But then it all starts all over again next year. But anyways, I think that's enough about this podcast. I thought it was a fun season. It really does suck that Doug won. No offense, Doug. There's a lot of teams in this league that I think deserve to win, and they don't. I am not one of them. I am all about just having fun in this league. I know others are, do things different. I liked a lot of things that P teams did. I look forward to next year. I find running the league is a lot more fun than actually doing the league. I just like doing all the bullshit.
Yeah.
I actually like doing all the GM stuff. I told my daughter if she gets married, the guy's gonna have to come and ask for her hand in marriage and my fantasy hockey team because I'm 56 years old. I love this league. I will run it until I die. But I don't like running a hockey team, and I would like somebody to take it over. And
that would be quite interesting, having a league that has a dedicated commissioner that has no interest. So if they like a trade, don't like a trade, it doesn't.
Yeah.
They don't have a teem.
I mean, I love doing the hockey stuff, but like there's trades for your stuff, and I'm just like, whatever. Whatever. I don't care. I've won this league like 7 times. I don't need to win it anymore. Let you win it once.
Yeah, that's all I want. It's just one.
I know. I had my
the Bills on
Area
the
51. Let me win one before I die shirt. But
Yeah.
I love actually running the thing. I wish I could get dates better, like the end of year. And I know Mark had his kids thing, Jeremy had his dance thing, but I would like everybody to get together.
Yeah.
Everybody always says like, we're not gonna do it, but it's fun getting together. Like it's cool talking. I like talking to Mark. I like talking to Jeremy. But we all have lives.
It's nice to actually see somebody again. Oh yeah, that's you.
Yeah.
You forget what these people are sometimes. So, but no, it's No, I think it's a good end of the year, and I'm excited for the next year. I'm excited to see how this rookie auction goes.
I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
I do too, and I think I don't know. Will people be cautious, or will people just go, "I'm going for it"?
All right.
And I think there's going to be a mix,
It's
right?
going to be fun.
Yeah, and I think it's going to be like everybody's. I don't know. Is somebody just going to shoot it, or is everybody going to go, "Okay, what's everybody else going to do?"
Well, you have all summer to think about it.
Yeah. I mean, there's a name out there, so.
Yeah. There's a couple names.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, there's like 4.
Yeah, and is it? Yeah, like, do you think if you go all in on that, is that like?
Do you want to spend all of your FAAV money on one player to have for 1 year?
Hope you have no injuries or.
And you have the draft picks to give to that person.
Yeah.
It's up to you.
So.
This is all up to you guys. It's putting a value on a player.
Right.
Who wants to do what to it?
And they do. That person though then is a protected rookie for that year.
Yep. Yeah. You put it right in your rookie.
You get one.
You still get 5
1 year.
other keepers. Yep. 1 year.
Yeah. So. All right.
All right, buddy. Well, it's been a good year, brother.
Great year,
all right, buddy.
I hope you guys enjoyed this year's podcast. It was a little different this year. We'd love for some people to stop out.
Are we doing this again next year?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I think I see people watch it. There's hits on it, so I don't know if they watch the videos or just the audio, but I mean, I enjoy doing it.
I listen to the audio in the car. Listen to my stupid,
whether they're watching,
voice.
whether you guys watch or not. I mean, you're always going to have Doug watch because you can't live
Doug
without
sucks.
this.
All right. Well, all right. Take care, everybody.
Have a good summer, everyone. Talk to you later. Bye.